Turn it up. You're listening to Live and Loud with the Lord, Nelson, that is.
Ladies and gentlemen, once again, you know who it is. It is the big guy with the big show, the Lord. Nelson, that is. Yes, indeed. From the podcast Live and Loud with the Lord on the CMS network with Five Royals Entertainment. And ladies and gentlemen, you see this young man right here. You see this handsome face trying to rival my handsome face. You know, I don't know, but it's all love, though. It's all love.
Town later on.
But we're going to have a great time with my guests here. But of course, like always, I've got to read a little something about them, and give them their respect if he doesn't mind. So, ladies and gentlemen, prepare yourselves for a journey into the dark and heavy realms of outlaw metal. Yeah, I love that. This band fuses an intoxicating blend of thrash, black, and death metal, delivering a sound that's gritty and unapologetically raw. Oh, yes, indeed. Their music is filled with crushing riffs, ferocious vocals, and an unrelenting energy close to light speed that screams, hold on for dear life, while still letting the music drive you beyond your perceived limits. Yes, indeed. I am thankful, grateful, and honored to have them bless the shores of Live and Loud with the Lord. So without further ado, we bring to you the Black Moriah! What's going on, bro?
Man, I just got off work and I'm chilling, relaxing. It was a good day.
Hey, man, we know that music is your work, man. We don't know that other things your hobby, man. This is your work. This is work.
Well, I fixed gear, so it's an extension of it.
Of course. So first of all, you guys, okay, I want to, before I get into my usual first question, the cast of characters in this band, how many times have you guys changed the lineup?
Well, the Mad Arab and myself, Zwickis, are the founding members, and this goes back, way back, since '09, we've been doing this. And we've had quite a few, we call them henchmen at this point.
Right.
We've gone through so many players. Just, it's life. People can't go on the
100%.
road. They can't just leave their jobs.
That's right.
They can't deal with getting paid negative money for playing shows.
I hear you.
We have friends that have played with us and we're still friends with them, but it's a hard life. So at this point, I couldn't give you a number, but it'd be over 15.
Really?
Yeah. I mean,
wow.
Okay. A lot of them are sessions and we go into it knowing that.
Got you.
We've had the opportunity to play with some great players and, we've gotten to the point where it's like, now we have 5 guys. We're all 5 of us and it's been almost 2-3 years at this point. And I'm loving the lineup and I hope it stays.
Awesome. Usually
we went through a revolving door of just people, commitments, they, hitting the road is hard for people.
No, I understand. And usually I like to wait and go down, but I was just looking because I kind of made a little copy and, so give me the members that are there, that are here right now.
Like I said, the Mad Arab, the vocalist, he actually used to be our drummer. So,
right. Okay.
We lost our first singer and he wrote most of the lyrics. So he became the singer. It was more natural because he was training our singer for the flow and all that. And it became easier to find a drummer than a singer. So that happened. He's been our singer now for 6 or 7 years at this point.
Awesome,
So,
awesome. Got you.
you know, he always was. I mean, he sang on the first album, did some guest spots,
Mm-hmm.
not guest spots, but backing vocals and things like that. So, it was natural for him to move to vocals. And then myself, Zwick, is this. Yeah, we started in '09, and like I said, we've had so many players. Now our drummer Inadu, we found him on Instagram, and he was doing a cover of one of our songs, and he was playing it faster, like too fast. Really? And I was like, "What are you doing?" And so that just started a conversation. And at the time, our drummer Joey Blue, he was drummer for Phil and the Illegals. He did Super Joint, amazing drummer, but always, you know, we're going to lose the casting call when Phil calls. You know, we knew that, so he helped us out for a few years. But then Inadu, like I said, he did some videos of him playing our parts, and we were just like, look at this guy. He's playing the songs fast. So we were in contact with him for probably a year or so before the need came up. So social media actually helps in some ways.
Of course.
So he's our drummer, and we're definitely not letting him go. We're going to lock him down. You know, we got chains and put him in a dungeon if we have to, because
Nadu, you need it, bro.
And then Bernal, our guitar player, he's actually up in Kansas. So we're kind of like a Tornado Alley band. So
I understand.
I'm down like south of Dallas, about an hour out in the woods. And then, he's all the way up in Kansas. So we're a couple different states split up. And then Bryce, right there, holding the skull in the background. Now, he's our bassist. He was a savior as well, because we've been trying to get this Possessed tour forever, and got it all locked up. And the bass player we had at the time couldn't do it.
Right.
And we were in panic, you know. I'm like, well, we're going to play this tour with or without a bass player. We're not going to cancel playing with Possessed. So found him, and he learned the set in like 2 weeks. He's just a genius musician, and we're just like, okay, he's getting thrown in the dungeon with the drummer as well. So
got you.
They've been working with us for going on 2 years, and I'm hoping this is the lineup from now on.
I got you. And the reason why I asked, because when I was doing my research and I was listening to your catalog, 3 amazing albums, man. I mean, amazing. And so here I am looking at when I'm looking at the videos and looking at the pictures, you know, I'm on Facebook and all, and I'm just like, wait a minute, man.
People changing.
There's some changes going on. And so I didn't want to be, you know, nowhere disrespectful or anything like when I put these up there. I just wanted to make sure that, you know, I had the whole story about what was going on. So I appreciate that. So now,
it's understandable.
So now we're rolling to the usual. So where are you from? Where are you guys from? Where are you based out
of? Like I said, I call it Tornado Alley, but we started in Dallas, Fort Worth, and now we're spread out between Texas, Oklahoma, Kansas. I have plans to move to New England, so we're going to be all over the place, honestly. So, but Texas is home for the band.
Okay.
If we got to nail down a spot.
I got you. Yeah, I'm in the band Plastic Catastrophe with Lord Nelson and my boy, excuse me, Matt Acevedo, the magnificent Matt Acevedo. I always like to get it in there somehow, but he lives right outside Dallas also.
Oh,
so that's
nice.
my guy. Yeah, that's my guy. We do work, and I'm in South Carolina, so I understand what you're saying clearly. You know,
touring and meeting other bands, it's like almost common now.
Right. Indeed. So what's the
country?
Yeah. I'm sorry. So what's the best thing about being from there?
Got mixed feelings on that one.
No, let's talk about it, man.
Well, I love where I'm at right now. I'm in the woods. It's called Eureka, Texas. So population 300.
Yeah.
So it's the where I'm at. Like I said, it's just serene and nice and quiet. But I go into the town for work because there's not a lot of repair needs out in the middle of nowhere. So going into town, you know, the traffic, the construction, the city life.
Yeah.
I was born in New York, but
are you? Wow. Okay. Yeah.
But I am not a city person anymore. That's for sure.
You and Matt was born in New York also. That's wild. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Texas, I mean, as far as metal, it's it's great because it's such a huge state.
Mm-hmm.
You can literally do a tour in Texas and play 7 cities basically. And I mean, and where I'm at, I'm right in the triangle. I got Dallas to the north, Houston right south, and then Austin and San Antonio just a little southwest. And I could go 2 hours and be in any one of those cities.
Of course.
So yeah, I mean, over the years, there's been lots of great bands from Texas. So the scene and the music is great. I was just alluding to other things that, the musicians don't talk about.
It's all love. It's all love.
Yeah.
Okay, so I love your website and the bios. I feel it truly defines who you are with words, and it's super descriptive, and it matches the intense music and vocals that you have. So who's responsible for this dope content, man?
Well, the singer and I have, since the beginning, kind of sat down and talked about what the vision for the band was.
Right.
And it was, we tried to evoke the past of our area. The Black Moriah itself is actually a wagon hearse. It's in Tombstone, Arizona. And it is the hearse that took the majority of the people to Boot Hill and laid them to rest. So, the band was formulated before the name came about.
Right.
And we were doing some research. And when I found that and read the stories on it, I was like, oh, it's perfect. And amazingly, it wasn't taken. So we locked that down. And so we're just trying to explore tales of the past and what could be very well repeated and come to be again. So it's, it's not necessarily all negative, but it's definitely violent and upheaval and things like that.
Right.
For sure. I kind of rambled there, so I don't know if I answered the question.
Nah, listen, there's no rambling. Listen, you ramble on as much as you want to, man. We're here and it's all about you and you guys, man. So you don't worry about none of that. We're just having a great conversation, most definitely. So 2011, you go in the studio for your first album, Casket Prospects. And when I listened to that, man, I was just like, yo, these dudes are wild. I love it, though. I love it. So which visually, I'm a very visual person. It takes me to a Western movie with caskets lined up for the soon-to-be deceased. What was the inspiration for this album, man?
I mean, that you pretty much nailed it there. Now, we actually had 2 pieces of art for the first album. Are you referring to the photograph of the bones on the stretcher, or the photo of the bounty hunter in front of the Undertaker's shop?
Listen, all of it. All of it is amazing. I'm telling you, all of it fits exactly the theme. It's just beautiful. I'm telling you, it's amazing. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, it is definitely a result of infatuation with spaghetti westerns.
Okay.
And just, I mean, from where we live, if you drive an hour out to the west, that's kind of the rugged, just desert, desolate feel. So we kind of grew up in that area, not in the desert, but right next to it. So this is just part of our area, and just really all started when I played with a band called Absu, and we played a festival in Norway.
Right.
And I was, oh my God, I'm playing in Norway. This is amazing. Yeah. And landing and seeing just the scenery and the Viking history and blah, 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 this and that. Yeah. I'm amazed by all this, but thinking, well, this is great. But black metal doesn't have to be this, and this isn't where I'm from. So what's in our past that could kind of, jive with that? And it was just a spark for inspiration that we just felt that there wasn't very much in that feel at the time. So we kind of just ran with it, and it's
nice.
Bought us 3 albums, and we got more coming.
Listen,
there's plenty of tales to come.
Tales to tell. I think about when I was touring with this band called Lies. It was Lord Nelson featuring Lies. And so we did a show in Madrid, and they're from France, and we drove from France to Spain. And so we drove through a part where it was just the desert. It was like, and I didn't know that it was a lot of Western movies were shot there.
Yep.
Yeah. So I'm looking, I was just like, there's nothing out here. This is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. So when you're saying that, I understand it. I was just like, some of the videos and stuff, you guys probably would fit right in there.
If we could spend some time out there, for sure.
Indeed. So how easy or difficult was the recording process for you?
Well, it's easy and difficult because we've been a DIY band since the start.
Right.
So the first album, an engineer friend of mine came to our studio. Well, he came to our rehearsal studio to do the drums, and then he came to my home studio to do everything else.
Right.
So a bit of a control freak. So that was the best way to do it and be, you know, over the guy. And it was a good process. But, you know, then the second album we did with a friend at his place, and same process. You know, I'm kind of a gear hoard collector, so I had mic pre's and microphones and stuff like that. So I show up not with just the band and the drums and things like that, but actual gear for the recording process. So
Monty, yeah.
Yeah, and hopefully for the fourth we can afford to get into a proper studio and get a producer and yada yada yada. But you know, we got ideas in our head and not a lot of money, so we're gonna get it out one way or the other.
Well, in these days and times, man, come on, man. But listen, I'm gonna say every album, even from that first one, all of them sound incredible. So you guys have done an incredible job, you know, because I've probably a question that comes up later also, but you know, so the album, say, who produced the album, and do you write as a collective?
Well, yeah, as far as producing, it's us. I mean, we had, like I said, we had engineers that helped, but they were kind of scratching our head at where we're coming from. So definitely us as the producers. It starts mostly like I write the music, and well, the singer and I will talk about topics. He might come up with song titles to a song that doesn't exist, and just the title will be like, oh, he sends me in a direction. But yeah, so I'll write the outline of a song, give it to him. He starts writing lyrics. We start, you know, hashing it out. But now the newest album, now that this lineup's been going for a good time, I think we're going to try to get a little bit more studio time to hammer it out, because the past recordings, it was songs were recorded before they were ever performed. In a way, it's like the last album was our COVID album, so that was definitely emailing tracks and things like that. So I definitely am looking forward to being able to collaborate more in the studio with everyone. But yeah, we make outlines of the songs, start emailing it to each other, moving parts around. Yeah, it's a different day, you know, not high school where we go out of school straight to the jam room till midnight. I miss those days for sure, but you can't do it anymore.
Indeed. No, I understand. Well, you've all played in other bands. Is the energy and vibe different in the Black Moriah?
Yeah, especially now, because we're clicking. I think we go months, you know, we live in different states, so we go months without jamming. And then once tours and stuff get lined up, we got 3 rehearsals before we hit the road, and we get in the room. First night's kind of rough, second night's better, and then we're ready to go. So I think everyone's on the same wavelength with what we're doing. So it's feeling good. And yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to being able to do that for the next recording.
Of course. That speaks to your the greatness of you guys and who you are. And me saying that, I would like to say that I love your orchestration and musicianship. So how hard is it to play at your tempo and have everyone on point? I'm amazed at it. I'm telling you, I'm amazed at it.
We started using in-ears like in the last 4 or 5 years, and that was a game changer. Because you know, you go to a club and the sound man's just like in super hyper quick mode, and he's just trying to get through the 5 bands for the night. So you know, we play nights when it was just like, that's it. That's what you get in your monitor, and I got tired of that. So now we can get to show up to clubs and be like, turn those off. We got the monitors. So that helps a lot. Also the remote nature, so we're playing the clicks while we're writing the tracks. So we pick the tempo, and then you know it's to a click, so there's no surprises.
Gotcha.
Well, there's always surprises, but not in the tempo. At least that's set in stone. You know, people cry about clicks tracks and things like that, but you know, once the song is recorded, it's to a click. It may not be a proper click, but that's set in stone once you record it. So pick the tempo you want, and there it is. But that has helped a lot.
Incredible. It's really incredible, man. I'm telling you, I was just like, I was sitting here and I was just like, man, hey, these dudes right here are on the next level, man. So you have amazing sonics that truly grabs the listener and takes them on a journey. So what is it about different sounds that excites you?
Oh, that's a good one. I mean, as far as music I like, metal, of course, but classical music is probably more. I could, when I'm old, I'll have metal still, but eventually I'm going to get tired of it, I think. But classical music has the depth that keeps me interested.
Awesome.
You can listen to a piece 100 times and still be hearing, especially in orchestral pieces, hearing things you never even noticed before.
Right.
So,
right.
And that's definitely a huge influence for me is orchestral music.
Oh, awesome.
And the layers, the sonics, the dynamics,
Yes.
So that's important to me to be dynamic and not just a vacuum cleaner and freaking 200 beats per minute. Just
that
has its place, but you got to use it, not just 3 minutes of it straight.
Right. I think that's an extremely important element that you guys have. I think that it adds so much to what you guys do. I'm telling you, man, I enjoyed every single second of listening to your catalog. And I'm not bullshitting you. It's real talk. Anyway, it was just amazing, man. I enjoyed it. So I love the breakdowns and the awesome way that the vocals ride the rhythm. The dope tempo changes are flawless to me. You guys are on point with those. And so is the creative high greater, less than, or equal to your performing the songs?
I'd have to say probably equal, because there's nothing like banging your head in the studio or in the practice room for weeks on end, and then this riff just drops out of nowhere, and you're like, that, and then you get to listen to it, you record it, and you listen to it on your truck on the way to work or whatever. That's why I keep doing it. But performing live when everything's right and the crowd's getting into it, I mean, they're both equally amazing, and both keep you chasing for more, for sure.
Love it. Great answer. I love it.
Because I know exactly what you're talking about when you said that. It's like, that's the whole reason I'm still doing this and not fixing printers somewhere, 9 to 5. I'm making real money doing some menial task.
Indeed, man. So when you are performing and the crowd you kind of just touched on it, and the crowd knows all the lyrics and are swimming in the deep end of your moment, how does that make you feel? And when I say your moment, they're a part of what you're doing. So you're the moment and they jump right into that moment. It's not that they're in the moment. They become a part of your moment. So how do you feel about that, man?
Yeah, that's nirvana right there. That's bliss. I mean, that's the goal, I suppose. I mean, transcend this dirty, stinky club into some ethereal realm that you're not. Yeah, that's, I mean,
awesome.
That's what music is for, is take you away from your job and your problems and blah, blah, blah. And just a moment of just escape.
100%. Man, I agree with you. I say that so much, man. It is definitely an escape for a few hours or whatever, man, just to get away from all the madness of life, man, and the grind. And that's a beautiful thing. And I always say that music is a time machine. It's a high like no other high.
Time machine, that's a good one.
It just does so much for you, man. So, Road Agents of the Blast Furnace.
Yes.
Another great, fast-paced and intense album. So, what's the theme for this one?
That one was intended from the start, before, while it was early moments of formulating that album, it was meant to be a intense journey across the blast furnace, aka Texas, in July.
Okay.
In just harshest 110-degree, you're burning up, but you're on your horse and you're just going. You're trying to get across it as fast as you can.
Yeah.
That album was supposed to be a trip across this wasteland, and with very few stops and very few moments of rest. It's just go, 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 go.
Indeed. Woo! So I see I'm gonna get into a question here in a second or so, because I'm telling you, man, it's love. It's love, is love, is love. But you'll see what I'm saying in a sec. But okay, so Desert Hymns. Listen, I'm happy. I'm talking. I'm smiling. I'm grinning because I'm just saying the music is great. You guys are on point, man. And I love it. So Desert Hymns and Funeral Grins, which I love. Once again, you dudes have created another exceptional offering for us. So what's the theme for this?
That one, like I said, our most current, it was the COVID album.
Mm-hmm.
And honestly, we weren't supposed to be writing that album. We were supposed to go on tour with Possessed for the first time, with a tour we've been working on for 2 years, maybe probably 3 years, really.
Wow. Mm-hmm.
And 3 days before it started, pestilences at the airport in Holland, can't leave. We get word, and just left and right, things are closing. And 3 days before the tour starts, we cancel.
Wow.
So we're devastated.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, well, we got to do something. My idea was to do a cover song and then an original inspired by the cover.
Right. Okay.
And we started doing this, and we had 2 or 3 going, and the label's like, well, we don't want to release any sort of singles or EPs or 7-inch. So we got, halfway through the album at that point. So, all right, we're changing gears and we're going towards an album. So the album, it has a lot of, we stayed with our theme, obviously, with the Western occult, the bounty hunter, but it also had a lot of, how do I say it? I used a lot of synthesis and the real thing. So I did a blend of samples and the actual acoustic instruments. We did some choir samples, and then my wife actually did the soprano and alto parts as well.
Awesome.
So if you listen to the album, and then I did a good client of mine, he basically has a synth museum in his house. He's got every synthesizer from 85 back. Like MIDI is taboo for him. So anything past 85 he doesn't do, but he had a real Mellotron, and he had and then we had an actual the modern ones that are digital. But so I was able to use the real tape Mellotron for parts and the emulation. So that happened a lot throughout the album. I used some orchestral brass samples, but then I also hired 2 horn players, and we went into the studio, and that was pretty fun because I hadn't done any arrangements in a while since school, when I was in school for music. So I was on the fly doing transposition with the trumpet and the trombone player because they're not in concert pitch. So that was a good refresher. But yeah, so that theme comes throughout the album a lot, of the real world and the synthesis. So I don't know. I actually probably could elaborate and talk about it a little bit more, but that was the kind of basic glue that put the album together.
No, it's amazing. And see, now you have me going into something else. So you went to school for music. Where'd you go to school for music?
I went to school in North Texas, and then after that I went to I was in Brookhaven, North Texas, TW, and after that I went to Brussels to the Royal Conservatory of Music for a year.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a great experience. My mother's from Belgium, so I have a lot of family over there.
Awesome.
And yeah, the opportunity came, and it's like, oh yeah, let's do that.
Of course.
Yeah, so I got to study orchestration and composition over there.
Well, I'm going to tell you, if you're using the orchestration, just like I said, man, it's amazing the way you guys have put everything together. Nothing seems odd or weird. Just like I said back, when it go to the breakdowns, it's just like, boom. And then you got me, and I'm just like, what's coming next? I know something.
Atmosphere is key.
Oh my goodness, man.
I mean, it doesn't have to be with orchestral things or sense, but just the depth of music. That's what catches my interest.
Yes, indeed.
Any genre.
Yeah.
Any genre that has atmosphere, you're going to at least get my attention for a minute.
100%. Now, I know, like, you were speaking about synthesizers, and I know my boy Eric Frampton, which he texts for, like, Lionel Richie. And,
nice. That'd be a good gig.
Yeah, he has so many keyboards, the Moogs, and all that stuff like that. And so when you said it, I was just thinking about him, how but he's an amazing keyboard player.
Nice.
He's super, super talented. And so
yeah, we got a mini Moog on at Night in the Desert at that studio, my client's studio, my good friend. He played on that part, and one take, he knew what I was going for, and that. Ooh, the textures that he created there, it was really nice.
Listen, definitely there on everything. I'm telling you, I really love it, no doubt. So let me ask you this, though. So, Blessed by Buzzards. Now that gives us a slower tempo than norm,
Yep.
and it has great tension and release, and I truly, truly love it. So, what or who, you know, who wanted to do this song? What inspired this song?
I think I came up with that title, but none of the lyrics. That was all the Mad Arab for sure.
The Mad Arab.
Yeah, and that's kind of our sessions. We'll just throw ideas, names, just spitballing. And that one came out, and that one kind of wrote itself once it started. In short, it's a corpse in the desert getting cleaned up, and the birds are doing the job of cleaning up our planet and getting rid of this junk. So that's the quick answer of what that song's about.
But it's an amazing song, man. I sat there and I enjoyed it. And when you took me down and then you brought me back, and I was just like, man, these dudes here, man, this is really, really fantastic. I really, really enjoyed it. So now, I love the intros to all of the songs on all the albums. And mind you, I listened to every single song, or I listened to all of them. So you dudes are what I consider a fucking musical energy drink. And you're like NASCAR drivers on a super speedway without the restrictor plate, like the Texas, Texas has one, Talladega, Daytona, Michigan, Charlotte, Atlanta, that's how you guys are. It's like you're going so fast. And like I told another dude, it's like you guys are on the Autobahn and it's just like wide open. Your foot is to the pedal to the metal and you're gone. But the beautiful thing about it is that you're on point like a motherfucker. You are on point, and it does nothing's forced. Everything is just so in sync, man. I'm just saying I just want to big you guys up on that one, man, because really you guys have it together, and it's amazing. So I'm excited, man. I'm excited, man. I just like it's love. So do you like larger venues or more intimate ones, and why?
Well, with the larger venues, it's sometimes easier. Load in, load out, technical junk. So that'd probably that answer. I mean, the dream situation is you show up on stage with your guitar and you didn't move a damn thing. So that's the perfect one right there. And it's been a while since I've got to experience that luxury.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, look, clubs that's where our main shows are. So we love it. I mean, I love having the crowd and the energy right in your face, but if I get to play a place with 10 grand, I'm not going to say no,
Yes, indeed.
We did the Housecore Film Festival that Phil did a few times, and we did the opening the first year, and that place, it was packed, and that was an amazing feeling when people just, shoulders can't move, and the energy is great. So, I mean, either one would be great. As long as the people are there and jamming and they're having a good time, that's the best part.
And I like both of them also. I just the intimate, just being able to touch the people, bring them on stage and things like that, which I always enjoy because I want them to be there with me and feel like, and I want them, them to understand that, we're thankful. You're a part of what we're doing right now, especially when they get, once again, know the lyrics and they're just into the music. It's just a great, great vibe. And I've told many people this when I'm listening to bands, man, I just see you guys overseas doing work, man, because they're going to and listen, Ryan, man, get these guys overseas too, man. They got to be on one of those big stages because I can just see the people really getting into it. You guys are just a ball of energy, man, and I just think that they would just, love what you guys are doing, man. Most definitely.
Yeah.
So, what makes the Black Moriah a must watch and listen?
Must watch and listen. That's interesting because I always bring that point up. When people say about going to a show, they're going to see a band. They're going to see a band.
That's
no one ever says we're going to listen to a band.
Right.
And that's a big part of, call it a shtick or whatever, but our appearance. I always, from the beginning, I stress, we're going to put on a show, something to see. Don't you come here with flip flops and shorts and
Margaritaville, baby.
Yeah, I mean, there's a time and place for that. I'm guilty too, but not on stage unless the band is themed. I don't know, Hawaiian shirt theme, whatever. But I want people to enjoy and see a show and see and hear it. It's the full thing, it's multimedia. I've been doing, when clubs have projectors, I've made a video that times with our set.
Right.
We don't get to use it a lot because a lot of clubs don't have it, but
right.
yeah, I mean, in my perfect Black Moriah set, we'd have a screen, we'd have silhouette, if I had a budget for that kind of thing, there'd be all sorts of theatrics.
Yeah, love it.
So
yeah.
You go to see a show, not just listen.
That's a
Unless,
great
unfortunately, you're blind. I mean,
it's a great answer, my brother. That's a great answer. And listen, I'm gonna go back for 1 quick second when you said about when you're out there, larger venues or smaller venues, right? And you said about load in and load out, right? Let me tell you something. I've been there, even though, I was front man for Stuck Mojo. So, really, Rich was like, yo, man, you can't lift all this stuff, man, because something happens to you, we're fucked. He's like, you gotta chill. Right. And so, but I was, Ryan, they were with us. We toured with them for like a month, man. It was the most amazing time. That's nice. The greatest time. So I was out there wanting to help them and everything. But, Rich was like, hey, man, listen, let them do what they do, man. You can't. But anyway, when we were when we toured with Volbeat, exactly what you're talking about. We touched nothing. We just rolled up to the spot, came in, sound check, did what we did, and it was just like, yo, man. I was like, okay.
That's not too much to ask, You just smash your finger, putting the cab down,
right?
Pull your back. I mean,
yes, pull your back. I know I'm an old dude. I know. I'm telling you,
those cabinets are heavy.
Yes, indeed. So. What do you have brewing for the near future, young man?
Well, we are working on a tour. We haven't announced it yet. It's in March. We're bringing Witch Trap from Colombia over for a couple weeks, from Texas to the West Coast.
Yeah.
It's not 100% official, but I said it, so there it is. So that's March. We're working with Ryan, trying to get some more dates for this year, and we have probably 8 or 9 sketches of songs. So we're, while we're not playing, we're working on the next album. So we're feverishly putting work in, and it's killing us not to be on the road, but holidays, it's hard to go touring.
Indeed. So when are you looking to have this album out? Is there any set date for it?
No, I mean, a small miracle would be in 25, but probably 26.
Okay, indeed.
To be realistic.
Yo, it's all love, man. Well, listen, my last question is always for you. And first of all, let me say this has been an amazing time. Thank you.
I appreciate you so much for having us.
Awesome. Yeah, no. Last time we were supposed to be before, and then I had something come up. But anyway, amazing time, man. I knew it was going to be. I knew it was going to be a great one. So my last question is, what was the last song you listened to?
Last song I listened to, period. Well, on the way home from work, I had sports radio and classical music going back and forth. So I don't remember what piece was on. Probably, maybe it was a Haydn piece. But last album I listened to, man, I can't believe I'm stumped here. I mean, listening to music all the time, so it's like.
This is the question I always ask, and it usually gets people that make them think about it. Yes, indeed. That's the point.
Maybe Prof. It's kind of a curveball.
Prof.
It's hip hop.
Okay.
I love him. He's got so much energy and brings it live. So, hey, I'll pick that. Last thing I was listening to was Prof. Probably pick a song, Pack a Lunch.
The thing is when I ask this, like you said, Prof, right? I don't think I've heard of Prof. And I like to hear these things, so it makes me go and listen.
He did a track with Redman.
Okay,
that's the song I listed. Pack a Lunch.
Okay, Pack a Lunch. I'm definitely gonna check it out.
It's not metal, folks. Sorry.
No, listen. See, but that's what makes music great. And we as creatives, you already let it be known you listen to classical music. Those are the things that I listen to it also. My wife and kids, when we're riding somewhere, all my children are grown now. And my twin, I have a twin boy and girl, and cool. She went to Stephen F. Austin. She got a master's degree from Stephen F. Austin.
Excellent.
I just want to throw that out there. All my kids are very successful. Thank you, God.
There you go.
But anyway, just I'm everywhere. I lost. No. I like to ask the question about that because I like to go listen to that music because we're creatives. We listen to all different kinds of music. I play gospel and orchestrational. I play it all, and they look at me like, "What is wrong with you?" I love everything. So and of course there's certain things that I don't like, but I love music. And I love the way music makes me feel. And I love where music takes me. I love when music makes me think about my mother who has passed, or it makes me think about, some times from back in the day.
Yeah, the time machine
just,
thing.
I'm there. When I say the time machine, it's like I'm there, And so I love all those things. And we as creatives, we love more than people think we do. It's not just, as they say, a monolith where we just like this right here.
Yeah. And you can listen to a band, especially in this extreme underground, and you could tell these guys don't listen to anything but Dark Throne. I mean, this would be awesome if it was 96, guys. I mean, I love Dark Throne.
No, it's awesome. I understand clearly what you're saying, my brother. I really do. Well, look, man.
Widen that palette.
I really, really appreciate you. Thank you so much for your time, for taking the time to spend some time with the big guy here. And so the last thing is that the floor is yours, man. Let these people know where they can get in touch with you and see you and peep you out and all those good things.
Right. Well, we got all the socials. The blackmoriah.com will lead you to all of them.
Yes.
Whichever monolith, as you say, mega social platform.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm ready to go back to the Telegraph. So, your phone rings, you can't even answer it anymore because it's all spam, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, the blackmoriah.com, got our socials, got our music. We got the tour coming up in March, so we're going to have those dates pretty soon. And many more. This year we're trying to get busy, trying to get everywhere and trying to get over to Europe.
Yes.
And so that has our YouTube for videos. We got videos for the Blessed by Buzzards, Devil's Grin. We have quite a few videos on our YouTube page.
You do.
And
yes.
Come see us. We're going to be on that road pretty soon.
Awesome, man. Awesome. Well, once again, I thank you very much for being here, man. It's been a joy for me. I enjoyed every single second of it. So like I said, man, I haven't had a bad show, man. Every guest has been loved, man. I just want it to be more of a conversation than an interview. And I pray that I, made you feel comfortable, man.
Dude, you feel like one of my boys from back in the day,
Hey, that's what's up, man. Thank you. That's what I wanted to be.
Very chill.
Yeah, I really appreciate it. So, ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is yours truly, the Lord. Got to pause for the effect, man. Nelson, that is. Yes, indeed. The big guy with the big show from Live and Loud with the Lord on the CMS network with Five Royals Entertainment. With the amazing, the incredible, one more time, the incredible, the Black Moriah.
Cheers.
Man. Thank you, bro. Thank you. I really appreciate it. you.